So, of course, as Jews, we continue to think about what's happening in Israel, but we also need to remember that part of our responsibilities as Jews is to take care of those in need here in our community, Jews and non-Jews, to do what we can to bring light into this world in Israel and, of course, here in Houston. And so every year, during the fall, we have an opportunity to observe our Social Action Shabbat. And this year, we're honored to welcome Barbara Bronstein to speak to all of us this evening. Barbara is a remarkable woman. Let me tell you a little bit about her. She's the founder and, of course, and president of Second Servings. And Barbara is a New York native and has resided here in Houston for more than 3 decades. After graduating from Tufts University, she earned an MBA in marketing from NYU. After a successful career marketing some of America's leading brands, Barbara founded Second Servings to address the staggering rates of food insecurity and food waste in Houston. Under her pro bono leadership, Second Servings has become one of the city's fastest growing nonprofits, helping nourish almost 200,000 needy Houstonians with high quality food all year long. Barbara's been honored with the City of Houston's 2023 Hadassah Women Who Do proclamation from Mayor Sylvester Turner, Houston Women's Magazine's amongst Houston Women's Magazine's 50 Most Influential Women of 2020, the Houston Business Journal's Women Who Mean Business Award in 2021, the Mayor's Proud Partner Award in 2019, the Houston Humanitarian Award in 2019, and the Compassion Action Leader Award in 2019. That was a busy year for you, Barbara. You also got the Houston Hero by the Houston Chronicle in 2018. In addition to Barbara's outstanding community service, she's a proud member of the Jewish community and an active member of the Houston Culinary Guild. Barbara, it's an honor to have you with us tonight at Beth Yeshurun as you speak at how you started this very important organization. Thank you for being with us.
Good evening. I'm delighted to be here. It's an honor to be addressing the congregation tonight. You may have heard a lot about Houston's food insecurity rate. It's one of the worst in the nation, and it's nearly 20%. But did you know that we waste almost 40% of the food that we produce as a country? That's where Second Servings comes in. We connect the dots. We connect abundance with need. It's a conundrum. There are too many people in need of food, yet we're throwing it away. So we are Houston's only perishable food rescue organization. And similar to pet rescue, we take unwanted food and find a suitable home for it. Since we began operations 8 years ago, we have delivered over 10 million pounds of food worth over $70 million. Our food comes from over 400 different food donors, including retailers, distributors, manufacturers, sports and banquet venues, caterers, schools, and a lot of other types of businesses. And it helps nourish, as the rabbi said, almost 200,000 struggling Houstonians each year. We work with 140 nonprofit sites that reach those folks, including low-income housing, homeless shelters, community centers, food pantries, soup kitchens, and many others. When food goes to waste, you may not think about it as a contributor to climate change, but I'm here to tell you it is a major contributor. Food is the largest component in the landfill at 21%, and when it decomposes without air, it emits potent methane. And with food being the biggest component, it accounts for 15% of US methane emissions and about 8% of global methane emissions. So as you can see, it's a pretty significant contributor in the scheme of things. And I bet you would be amazed to know that it could take up to 25 years for a head of lettuce to decompose in the landfill. There's no air, and that's what causes it to be a long cycle. But when food goes to waste, it also wastes all the resources that went into getting it from the field to your plate. And it costs the government, our economy, over $400 billion. So when you think about throwing away a piece of a hamburger, please think twice, because that's the equivalent of throwing away the water that's equivalent to a 90-minute shower. And I don't think, I'm sure you're all very clean, but I would venture to guess that no one takes a 90-minute shower. And by diverting 10 million pounds of food from the landfill to people, it's the equivalent of removing 3,500 cars from the road for a year and saving over 1,600 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Unlike a food bank, Second Servings doesn't store its food. It uses a same-day pickup and delivery model that maximizes food freshness and minimizes costs. We strive for efficiency, and last year, I'm proud to say we delivered $40 worth of food for every dollar we spent. We have now 6 refrigerated vans, 8 part-time food safety certified drivers, and 4 full-time staff who handle logistics, food partnerships, marketing, and volunteer coordination. I lead the organization on a full-time pro bono basis, much to my husband's chagrin. We are supported by private foundation grants, individuals, and corporate sponsorships. And I would be remiss to say that we also are supported with a huge cadre of volunteers, many of whom I see here tonight. So thank you for your efforts. So I hope you'll agree that food rescue is both practical and efficient at addressing food insecurity and food waste, and also at fighting climate change. Last year, you'll remember when inflation was rampant, grocery prices were really high. Anyone remember when eggs soared to more than twice what they had been? Houstonians, over 40% of Houstonians were struggling to make ends meet, especially those living on fixed incomes, such as seniors, disabled, and veterans. So to help mitigate the impact of inflation, we created the Pop-Up Grocery Store program. We bring fresh, perishable groceries that we rescue each morning from about 20 different store locations, and we bring it to 40 low-income housing sites and community centers on a recurring monthly basis. The shoppers get to choose from fresh fruits, vegetables, bagged salads, meat, dairy, eggs, grab-and-go foods, baked goods, and much more for free, providing a dignified shopping experience, which is a cornerstone of the program. Each site receives an average of $10,500 worth of groceries, and shoppers receive between $60 and $150 worth of food. And we encourage shoppers to try new foods risk-free. Last year, I met a 70-year-old woman who had never eaten lamb in her life, but the lamb chops she picked up at the prior month's pop-up are now her most favorite food. The pop-up program is a key component of our mission to build a healthier community by providing access to nutritious food that would otherwise go to waste. Our pop-up program represents about a third of our daily food rescue operations and has become very popular. It brings people together while they're waiting to shop, so it's a social occasion. A lot of the sites will turn on music, and especially in the buildings that have a lot of seniors, it's a time to communicate with each other and enjoy each other's company. But the extra food gives them the feeling of security because many times their SNAP benefits may have run out. And especially now that the pandemic era special benefits programs have expired. In the fall of 2022, I had the good fortune to meet Philip Tannenbaum, a retiree like me who wasn't ready for the rocking chair. And he would have been here tonight, but he was out of town, so he sent me. He's an active congregant of Emmanuel, and he had been searching since 2020 for a program, a solution to food insecurity. How can he help reduce the food insecurity rate in Houston? And we were connected. He attended one of our pop-up grocery stores, and then he developed the concept for his program, which became known as the Food and Faith Collaborative, of which Beth Yeshurun is a part. He accomplished a small miracle. He got 3 synagogues together, partnering on a program, and he developed the program to supply volunteers to Second Servings pop-up grocery stores. In just 1 month, the collaborative has grown to 5 synagogues, Hadassah as well, Federation, and has over 280 volunteers, including Rice University students, B'nai Mitzvah and high school students, corporate groups, and others. If you're interested in volunteering and are in at least the 7th grade or above, you can sign up at the foodandfaithcollaborative.com website. Volunteering is really fun, as some of my friends in the audience will agree, and Rabbi Strauss has been to a pop-up grocery store, as has Rabbi Dorfman. And so if you have any questions about that experience, speak to them. Volunteers help unload the food from the refrigerated vans and sort and arrange the food attractively by category, like a grocery store, and then help the shoppers with their selections, carrying their bags if necessary. And I will tell you that it's always amazing to see the high quality of the food that we receive every day from Trader Joe's, Whole Foods markets, Kroger, Aldi, Foodorama, Specs, Target, and several others. We're just missing a few initials. We've even gotten caviar and canned escargot. So regularly we get filet mignon, we get organic produce, and so much more that it just warms my heart that we can give the community high quality food that they wouldn't ordinarily have access to or couldn't afford. They may be living in a food desert. Philip plans to expand the Food and Faith Collaborative to multiple faiths and is hopeful that by having diverse groups of volunteers working side by side, we can chip away at anti-Semitism one person at a time. I will be outside at your own egg and have brought some food waste prevention tips bookmarks that explain those confusing dates on the packages that cause 90% of Americans to throw away food before it's actually unsafe to eat. So I encourage you to pick one up on your way out, and thank you so much for your attention.
Well, first, Barbara, I wish my kids would have heard from you 15, 20 years ago when they were little kids. They would have never wasted any food on their plate. So I appreciate you saying that. And you remind us of many, many Jewish values of not wasting the blessings that God have given us, and using those blessings to help those in need. So we thank you. We thank you for giving us here at Beth Yeshurun an opportunity to participate. And as Barbara mentioned, you can go to the website. There's information on our website. You can, of course, ask any of your clergy. Our president, Lori Herzog's been involved with it, and of course our Program Director Jennifer Rosenzweig. So thank you again, Jennifer, Barbara, for enlightening us on this Social Action Shabbat. Thank you.